Welcome again. My name is Agnieszka Grabowska. Welcome to the presentation about managing a project, part 2. Now I would like to tell you a few words about the team, how to design the budget, and about the importance of evaluation of the project. So, the team. When talking about the team, the cooperation is the magic word. When we think about the project, according to Lori, the project must make progress, it has deadlines to reach and work to be done. The people steering the project need to become an effective team. So, how to be the effective team? To be the effective team, you will need to find the balance between the product, the procedure, and the people in the team, as you can see in the picture below. So, what does it mean? The product is your objective, is your task. The procedure is all the cooperation rules, or the methods, or the strategies, or the division of the tasks and power you give to the members of your group. If you decide that there is one person, the leader of the group, who will always have the last word, it means that this is also the procedure of decision making. So this is everything you design in order to get the product ready. This is the procedure. And the people. The people is the human side of cooperation. It means the relations between individuals, the importance of feeling accepted by all members of the group, of feeling important with your skills. If you feel ignored or unimportant for your team, then you will not, your sacrifice, you will not be as much involved as you felt safe and good understood as a team member. So, to find your role in a group, to be the best for your team, we need to start with a little task, and it's a very quick task. You will just need 5 minutes to do it, and piece of paper and pencil, and please write down individually what you like doing. And now from this list, underline the activities that actually you are good at. Of course, take into account that sometimes you are good at certain things and maybe you don't really like doing it. So now also is the time to write it down. When the list is ready, please look at it. This is your personal contribution to the project. This is your resources that you will put in the project. Now, when you add the list of activities of other members of your group, you will multiply them of 5 times. Look how rich you are with different skills and resources, how important each member of your team is for this project. When talking about the project and the team, you still need to have in your mind the word time, because the time can be saved, can be exchanged, can be bought, can be sold. You can be only used, and you need to remember that in your project for your team, the time is very valuable. And the time is something that you cannot lose. So while planning your teamwork, while planning your activities, please remember about the time. Please respect the time of the others. This is also very important when talking about the involvement of all members of the team. Please try not to put all the tasks on one person, because the time is very precious and you need to divide it equally. We don't really have it too much. So the involvement in the project also depends on time. if you spend too much time, or if you have the feeling that you are the only person that is spending time of the project, then your effectiveness goes lower. So from the time to the money, it's really short way. And now let's focus a little bit on the budget. So when you plan your budget, when you plan your project, you need to take into consideration the expenses you might have to make while completing your tasks. So think about the categories of those expenses. On what do you think you might need to spend the money on? Would that be travel costs or hire costs? Do you think that you would have to hire the specific equipment or rooms or something? Do you need that you will need to spend some money on extra activities? I don't know, depending on the project, or on kayaking, or maybe on visiting the factory of something just to see how the industrial process is running. And do you think that you will have to hire the staff to do the administration work, the paperwork? Do you think that you will need to spend the money on food or accommodation? Do you think that you will have to hire specialists? Anything else? What do you think you will need to spend the money on while completing your project? So just to make a little more practical approach about it, another little task for you. So imagine that you need to organize a trip for your group, which is 5 people, to the meeting in Madrid. And the meeting is for 4 days, including travel days. Your budget is 1,200 euro. The conference room in Madrid, materials and coffee break is paid by the organizer. So what kind of expenses will you need to put in the table? How much would it cost? Please check the real prices. Of course, you can use the imaginary ones, but then you will not see really how the budget are being constructed. So once you are ready, if there is enough money for you in the budget you just designed to to cover all the expenses. If not, what do you think you can do? Cut the costs, or maybe find the money somewhere else, and where that would be? Just to give you the idea how to do it, I fill in the first line. So item would be the breakfast. It's 3 days because probably the first day will be the traveling day, so you will eat your breakfast at home. But on the fourth day, your flight might be in the evening, so you will have your breakfast in the morning. So let's say that it will be 3 days times 5 people, because there are 5 people in your group, times €4, because the breakfast in your hotel is €4. So the cost per item is €4. A number of items will be 15, because here we are counting the breakfast. So it's 3 days times 5 people, it's 15. So €4 times 15 is €60. Once you finish your budget, and if you think that you will spend more money than you have, maybe it's good to revise your budget, because maybe it will be cheaper for you not to buy breakfast at the hotel, but go to the shop, buy some rolls and some bread and some butter, and make your sandwiches yourself, and then you will be able to cut this cost, for example. So think about it carefully. How will you design the budget to fit it? Okay. Sometimes when you think about budgeting and planning, this is not too much about the money, because for some projects you might not have the money, but you need to organize it in a different work. So let's move to the project team again, and I will show you, before I show you how this no money budget works, we need to do a little task before. So, you already have your goal and your product to achieve. You did it in a previous session. So now, please make a list of tasks you need to do, you need to complete to get the final product ready. So if it was, for example, the website about recycling, what kind of, what do you need to do to actually get this website to be ready? Now, when you have the list, please arrange it into in the order of priority in a time sequence. So, for example, if the project is designed for 1 month to have this website working, what do you need at the beginning of the month? How much time it will take you? Now, establish an additional resources you may need. You have loads of skills and competences in your group now. Everything is listed on your papers, but maybe there is a specific knowledge or specific skills that you don't have yet, and you will need to ask for help the specialist. What that would be. And of course, in the end, please set a deadline for each task. And also for the tasks you are able to do, decide who from your team will complete each task. If you have a little more time, please tell us how you are going to monitor, to check if everything is going according to the plan. What kind of activities can you do to, to um, to do it, and how are you going to make decisions in the group? This is again the question of communication. Would that be democratic? Will you will discuss it with the whole group, or you will have the leader of the group to decide, or you will have the leader of the task to decide. So this is your task, and just to make it more visual for you, I will show you the example. So, for example, my activity of the product is the team meeting on the 20th of December. And the members of the team are Ula, Kasia, Mark, John, and Sami. So, what kind of activities, what kind of items do I need to make this team meeting happen? I need place, I need paper, computer, internet, 3 hours of the time. Who will be responsible to complete the task? Check with your group members who wants to do it, who wants to be responsible for different items, and set later on the deadline to complete those tasks. But please, this deadline must be earlier than the final deadline of the meeting. Why? Because, for example, if Ula is responsible for the place to meet, and that will be her flat, where she lives with her parents, if she asks them on the 20th of December, they might say, sorry, we invited some guests, so the flat will be occupied. You will not be able to have your meeting. And then the project will fail. They will not be able to organize the meeting at all. But if her parents tell her on the 10th of December that they invited the guests and the flat will be occupied, then the group still have time to change the location of the meeting and to find a different place, so the meeting on the 20th of December can actually happen. And that will be about your projects. Your projects will be without the financial resources. So everything you have is your skills and your competences. That's what you have to put in your budget. This is another different way of designing the budget. Right. So the evaluation. As we spoke before, why do we do the evaluation? Because we want to check, we want to see what we actually managed to do. We want to know how it happened, what were the different steps to achieve our goals. And the last one is to see what we can take, what was good, what we can take from this project, from these actions, and use in a different project to be more effective. Or what was not good, what kind of situations should we avoid in the future to make our projects more successful. That's why we evaluate. How we do it? We can do it on the meetings. We can do it by checking how, if the tasks were completed. If not, why. So there are different methods and different ways of evaluating our work. So just to show you again the more visual than just talking example about the evaluation, look at this photo. The project is an estimation. So it's like a road that you need to trace in a map to go from point A, from city A to city C, but you need to pass city B too. So once you start the journey, you might need to have to make some changes. Take Make some extra stops, go backward a little bit, take alternative roads, but your destination is still the same. So your product is still the same, your aim is still the same. And even if you need to do some changes, you need to understand why you had to do it, why you had to change the road, why you had to do the shortcut. And that's why, and if you are still heading to the CTC, if you are still, instead of your changes, going to have your product ready, for that you need to monitor the whole process just to make sure that you are still on a good track, that you are heading your goal. And evaluation is the same thing. As I spoke on the previous slide, evaluation is for us in the end to check, to make a step back, to see the whole process as a whole. What went wrong? What knowledge I have for the future? Or what went great? What kind of behaviors, what kind of actions I can use in my next projects to be successful. So once we evaluate, once we finish, once we get the product ready, please don't forget to celebrate it. Celebrate it with your team. And sometimes during the project, not everything goes smoothly. You have different opinions, you have problems. Sometimes people get angry at each other. But in the end, the success is yours. You are successful as a team, not as the individual. So please remember to find the time to celebrate all together. Thank you very much. Good luck. I'm sure that your projects will be great. If you have questions or doubts, please contact me. Bye bye.